Okay, we're back here. Rearrange this window. We're back here on the final week of IsoDom Challenge. I got some good news in this morning. For all intents and purposes, 3 points, which is a win and a draw, will clinch my section for me here out of these 7 games, so feeling pretty good about that. Now, due to a couple of complications, it's definitely going to be better to have more points than that, but I'm not too worried. Here, so it's Hinterlands week, and here are 6 Hinterlands cards: are Border Village, Farmland, Embassy, Highway, Ill-Gotten Gains, and Develop. Now, Develop is actually going to be quite interesting with the Border Village and the IGG, perhaps. But probably this looks like an Ill-Gotten Gains rush. I'm going to open Silver. Now, Young Witch is also potentially quite powerful here, but Shantytown's a pretty decent Bane card, so I'm going to open Silver Shantytown and look to IGG Rush. I am not super sure that is the best plan, but that's okay. I'm actually going to get a second Shantytown since he went ahead and went for the Young Witch. Now he gets 6, and he's... Okay, so he's going to try to fight the IGGs. Interesting. Again, I'm able to block his Young Witch curses. Shantytown's a decent enough Bane. He'll probably get 1 or 2 curses through. A little bit worried about his trading post being able to deal with stuff. Definitely, by the end of the game, he's going to be mounting a comeback, but we'll see whether or not we've got enough of a lead by then to make it viable or not. In the meantime, I'm just going to be plugging through. And he's picking up another Young Witch. I continue to spurt IGGs. I'm not going to play the Shantytown here because I have enough money for an IGG as is, and don't want to cause the reshuffle with basically all good cards for me there. So here I've got 8 and a little bit of a choice. I can play for 6 by Border Village into IGG. I can play for 8 and buy a province. Those are basically my 2 main options. Given what he's going for, I think I want to do this play. I guess I could have also just bought the IGG, but I think it's going to be a little bit better to get the Border Village in case I can farmland it later, say. Also, just to be a little bit on for the 3 piles, if that ends up helping at all. So here he hits me with 1 curse, and that is definitely viable for me to be able to deal with. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the last IGG over a duchy here because I'm very close to the end of my reshuffle. Yeah, so I got a 9-1 curse split, which is just going to be massive. And now his trading posts are starting to do their business a little bit. He hasn't been able to play an embassy yet, which is a bit unlucky for him, probably. Certainly. I'm going to go ahead and grab the province here. Grabbing a border village into a duchy was definitely a strong contender play. Now, what is he going to do on 5 here? He should definitely stay away from duchy, because there's no way that he's going to be able to compete with me there. His only chance is to somehow come out of this and get a big engine going. But I think the problem with that is there's no plus buy, other than, I guess, trade route. Which I'm actually going to pick up here, anticipating that it's going to be worth more here in a second. So he's been able to ditch 3 of his curses and 2 of his estates. He's getting another he's getting a trade route. So that's his big hope. I'm going to keep... Hopefully I can actually pound these border villages out. That's going to be real nice. And so he doesn't get the embassy in a position to chain it up for an engine. I don't think his 2 young witches are going to help him much here. He's able to hit a colony, which puts him in reasonable striking distance. I'm going to go ahead and take a points play there. Now I have an interesting decision. I could farmland a silver into a duchy or buy a province. And I think I want to farmland the silver into a duchy. Simply because it's going to help me end the game a little bit quicker. Here I can farmland a farmland into a province. And I'm just keeping an eye on which piles I can run out. Got a 15-point lead, which is pretty sizable. But he does start to have a deck that can come together. This is only 10 for him, though. He gets a platinum. Here, I think the key point is to farmland the farmland into a province. Here I can farmland a border village into a province. Just keep picking up points little by little. So he still has 6 curses in his deck. If he can get rid of those here soon, like if he could somehow use those embassies to... Okay, here's trade route, which is going to be big for him. He gets another colony. Yeah. Farmland border village there. An 18-point lead. This has turned into quite an interesting game as the time goes on. He still has 5 curses. Only the 2 embassies is really going to... If he had another embassy or 2, I think he'd have real good chances there. He's just dropped a curse. But only 10 money. And he has an interesting choice. And he's going for more platinum. He's going for the longer game. 3 or 4 here. I think I just need a trade route. It's going to be the best for me. Here I can again farmland into province. He's unable to play his embassy in any kind of chain again with no engine. It's just going to be hard for him to get an engine with all the curses and stuff floating around his deck. 8, and he goes for a province. So potentially I can run the provinces out here to end the game as well. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 money is going to come from this trade route. That's going to help me inform my decision as to whether I want to trade route copper or estate. And I think I want to chop the copper because I want to keep the point from the estate at this point. He farmlands a curse into something that costs 3 since he played that highway. I assume a trade route. Now he has 8, but if he buys the colony, he's going for duchies. So I will definitely follow suit. He's got to worry about that pile running out also now. Piles everywhere and not a drop to drink. I don't know why I always use the not a drop to drink line in those kinds of situations, but I do. This is a lot of border villages for one hand from him. 7, that's another duchy, another duchy. So again, the duchies may run, as was the original sort of game plan. 5, and he gets another duchy. Okay. But I still have a big lead, and okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can trade route copper, play all this stuff, and buy duchy and the last IGG to end the game. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.